We'll go ahead and call the tonight's regular city council meeting to order. Have a nice invocation as Alderman Bruce Jones. Pray.
Lord, we thank you that we live in a country that allows us to come to you to seek wisdom as we make decisions for our community. And that's exactly what we do. We just ask that you come down and bless our community, bless all of our residents and those that serve the community, God, in each and every day as they go about. We just pray for their protection. We thank you now for this moment and this time, and we ask your blessing in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Larry Bud.
Here.
Tom Burrow.
Here.
Ray Martinez.
Here.
Bob Heatherly.
Here.
Bruce Jones.
Here.
Jim Olive.
Here.
Mark Goder.
Here.
Earl Walters.
All 8 aldermen present. First thing we have is a motion to utilize the omnibus vote for approval of the minutes of the previous meetings listed on tonight's agenda under the title Omnibus Vote Designation. We have a motion from Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Jones. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Tom Burrow.
Yes.
Ray Martinez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Goder.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0. The minutes we'll be approving will be the minutes of the special council meeting held November 7th, 2016. Minutes of the regular meeting held November 7th, 2016. Minutes of the Water Environmental Committee meeting held November 10th, 2016. Minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held November 16th, 2016. And minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held November 16th, 2016. And entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive. The only comment I want to make is on the minutes of the Water Committee, there was some discussion about the purchase of what was the Water Committee?
As city council, the final,
On the,
final motion.
Yeah, on the regular meeting, okay. About the purchase of a piece of equipment, and we just want to clarify the understanding that that piece of equipment will be split between the water department and the street department. Clarify that.
The clarification, I want to make sure that we were not taking a loan from the water fund. It is actually going to be used as a line item from Mr. Spiegel's side. That was the agreement we had.
Right. All right, discussion, roll call.
Larry Martinez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Goder.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Tom Burrow.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0. Next, we have a motion to accept the low quote of $7,250 from Doug Hughes, doing business as Hughes Quality Tree Care, concerning cutting down 9 trees throughout the city, and to adopt the resolution approving a tree removal contract with Doug Hughes, doing business as Hughes Quality Tree Care for such project.
So moved, Your Honor.
Walters, second by Alderman Heberlin. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Goder.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Tom Burrow.
Yes.
Larry Martinez.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Next, we have a resolution. This being an IDOT highway permit and utility permit for the new water treatment plant. Motion to accept that resolution.
So moved.
Alderman Dorchenez, second.
Second.
Alderman Bud, discussion or comment?
Question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, this is the, they're going to cut on Lincoln Trail. It's not onto Route 48, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Goder.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Tom Burrow.
Yes.
Ray Martinez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Next, we have the adoption of an ordinance approving a loan agreement with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency and authorizing and providing for the issue of sewage revenue bonds of the city of Taylorville, Christian County, Illinois, for the purpose of defraying the cost of extending and improving the sewage system of said city for the 30-inch northeast sanitary sewer project.
I'll
second
that with a comment.
Second, Alderman Walters, go ahead with comment.
I have some things I want to cover to be sure that we have clarified on these issues. On page 2, the principal amount is not to exceed $3,150,000. Page 4, the loan loan amount is for $2,860,474.68. That's a difference of $289,525.32. And then on page 9, turn to page 9. We need to fill in some figure at the bottom there of page 9, the principal amount is not filled in.
Have a page 9.
That's why we didn't have.
We put it in.
We just got all even numbers.
Well, So,
Do you have something? Oh,
No, they obviously didn't get a copy apparently.
No.
and then, if I may, on the loan agreement, that's also part of this. Need clarification, it shows the loan amount on there is $2,860,474.68. And my question is, what is the semi-annual payment amount? Is it half of the 187?
It says it in here.
It didn't say what the semi-annual payment is.
Yeah, that's.
That's the annual payment.
That's what I was looking for.
It shows the annual payment, gentlemen, but it doesn't say what the semi, so it's just,
So it gives you the monthly payment. Did I see that?
so Your Honor, I'm thinking it's half of that 187.
yeah. It would obviously be close.
But it doesn't spell it out. So my figures would be $93,500 would be the semi-annual payment. There's nowhere in here does it spell it out. And that was all the comments that I had, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone else? If not, roll call, please.
Kim Bartlett?
Yes.
Martin Boda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Rob Heatherly?
Yes.
Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Next, we have an adoption of an ordinance approving a loan agreement with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency and authorizing and providing for the issue of storage revenue bonds of the city of Taylorville, Princeton County, Illinois, for the purpose of defraying the cost of extending and improving the sewage system of said city, the Phase 5 Kenton Addition Storm Sewer Project.
So moved.
Second.
Everly, second by Alderman
I
Boda.
have, again, some comments I'd like to make.
Yes, go ahead.
For clarification purposes. Again, gentlemen, if you look at page 2, it shows the amount of the loan. It says not to exceed, excuse me, not to exceed $1,017,000. Page 4, again, it says the same figure, loan amount of $1,017,000. Now, that is different than the first one we discussed. The first one says not to exceed a high number, and it comes in with a loan at a different number. So I'm not sure why we have the difference in the two of those.
Well, we're continuing trying to reduce the cost of that project, and our city engineer, by switching some materials, may be able to lower that, and so, as long as it's less, we're good with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, but these types of contracts, as our city attorney usually specifies, I like to see things spelled out, so we know exactly where we're at.
And before we sign it, it will be.
And then I have a question, comment on page 9 also. And again, we need to fill the amount in on the bottom of page 9. There's no amount down there, page 9.
We'll rectify that.
And then again, I'm looking at the loan agreement. Page 1, it tells what the loan amount is. My question is, what is the semi-annual payment amount? Again, it says the annual payment is $60,500, so I divided it by 2, so I'm making the assumption that it's $30,250, but it's not spelled out.
And again, in the final copy, it will be that or less that we sign off on. So we
That's all the
can
comments
do
I
that.
have.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Martin Boda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
No.
Bernie Dorchenez?
Yes.
Rob Heatherly?
Yes.
Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Jim Oliver.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1. Next, we have a motion to issue the notice of award for the northeastern 30-inch sanitary sewer project, phase 1 project, to Petersburg Plumbing and Heating.
Make that formal motion.
Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Walters, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Oliver.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Next, we have a motion to issue the notice of award for the Ward 2 City Park Addition Phase 5 Storm Sewer Project, also to Petersburg Plumbing and Heating.
So moved.
Everly,
Second.
Voda, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
No.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Oliver.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1.
Can we hold the next two ordinances staff rep?
We can.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to city attorney updates.
Well, gentlemen, we've been spending so much time together, particularly last Thursday, I think I've wore myself out, but I do have a couple of things to bring to your attention. Is that last Friday, we did obtain a two-count judgment against Brian Moses concerning the default in the airport lease, the two leases that he had. I believe the total judgments are gonna be, it was $143.88. That includes not only the amount of rent he was in default, short cost, but attorney fees that were assessed for that project. So if he does not pay within the next 30 days, then the next step would be to cite him into court and try to get a payment order directed to get you repaid. As we discussed, and it's going to come up later this evening, the travel expense reimbursement policy, drug overdose response plan will still be worked on between the committee. One, I noticed in the minutes that you had a question about how to handle someone coming in to get water service that the city treasurer had asked when the landlord wanted to start the service when the tenant has been in default on other premises that owes the city money. You might want to take that to ordinance committee. I know there's other communities, Edinburgh for one, adopt a policy that any rental property, the landlord and tenant are both jointly and severally liable to avoid those kinds of issues. And also that if one of your tenants is in default to the city, that until that default's made up, they will not get water service. But she was just asking that question, what can you do legally? You need to go back, if you want to do something like that, is to revise your ordinances, we can do that pretty simply.
I thought that we had already talked about that. And we even mentioned it in the ordinance committee, about the landowner, landlord, and the occupant of the building being responsible for any fines related to any city services.
I think we talked about it, and then you asked the city treasurer to contact me to talk about it. I just talked to see you now.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so would you
I
like,
got some
would you like to
suggestions
put
for
on
you.
our ordinance committee agenda?
That's what I'm suggesting to you, if you want to go that next step.
Okay.
Because what it is I was wanting to know if there's a way we can take their leases, copy those, and put them in a Word document, so we have that on file, in case there's any discrepancy with somebody stating that, no, I wasn't on the lease, or this person was on the lease instead of me.
Well, that's the second question you had. Yes, that's kind of like a tracer system. If someone comes in and applies, the question is, comes in and says, I am the tenant, I'm applying for the service, and then when there's a default in payment, then that person was coming to her or was saying, no, I'm not the tenant, this person was.
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying that, and it's be a good practice, is to get a copy of the lease so you have that on record, and just scan it and put it in your file, so if that issue comes up, you got, this is, you signed it, you're on the lease, so that's who we're gonna try to collect the money. Does that help you?
Yes, but you're also stating that the landlord should come in with the tenant to start the water service?
I'm just saying that there's other communities that when you deal with rental properties, rather than having the village chase after the collected debt, is that the landlord and the tenant are both jointly and severally liable for that water bill if they don't pay. Now, that's something you may or may not want to do, but that's one way another community has handled it. It's worked pretty good.
Dorchenez.
We just changed it. We just changed that recently because we said that, you know, if, for example, if you rent a property from somebody, and then you don't pay the bill and you leave town. We felt it was unfair to the landlord to bill the landlord. But what the situation she's talking about is not that situation. The situation she's talking about is, I've been in default as a renter, and so I run away from the bill. Okay, so then when I go to rent from somebody else, then that landlord signs up to get the water, put it in the landlord's name. Okay, that's what she's talking about.
Correct, I understand that. And so if you want to adopt a policy that not to allow that to happen, if I'm in default in your water bill, you want me to keep going to 3 or 4 different landlords that move around town and keep avoiding paying water bills. Right now, you don't make the landlord responsible for that. It's something you may want to think about, but I also know that it is a burden upon the landlords to put them on the hook, but then that's a policy question for you folks to decide whether or not, if you want to be sure, that leave it to the landlord's responsibility to make sure that the water bills are paid and not the city having to chase after it.
Without the landlord being involved, or having the landlord, in the case where she's talking about is,
In the case she's talking about, you're having a third party sign who's not getting the service. That's what the question she posed to me, which would be the landlord. Your ordinance does not permit that right now. The applicant for the water services is the one who comes in and signs for the water service to be turned on. If you want to handle it the way she's asking, you'll have to make an ordinance change, yes, and it can be done.
Bruce will figure that out.
I'll give you a call.
You got anything else, Rob?
No, not till later.
Move on to mayor updates. We're in the past 2 weeks, and I know I have, and I think several of them have received calls of the gutters, street gutters down East Main Cross. Complaints centered around the jar when you try to drive over them. There's quite a drop there now with the gutters. And I use the analogy of the speed bumps out there at the park. I mean, if you slow down, you can get over them, and it doesn't tear up your car, but it's kind of pain. And so the people down there are upset about that and would like to see something done. I did talk to Joe Green and our street superintendent, Dick Wiseman, and he's trying something right now. He's trying to cut some of that, the backside of the gutter, cut it off and grind it down a little bit, so there's not such a bump there. And hopefully that'll work for us, because we don't want to put a lot more money into it. Everyone that called me did compliment us on how nice the road was. But they said all that does is let people drive a little faster, and we try and turn it into smart. We will see what we can do without spending a lot of money to rectify that situation. Just a reminder that on Friday, December 2nd, we'll have our annual City Employee Awards Dinner. And always remind our employees that who haven't decided whether they want to attend or not. I mean, it's great food and the price is right. So, I'd like to see them show up there. It's our one chance each year to thank them for it and the work they do. And I hope they're able to come to that and enjoy the evening with us. Then on Saturday, December 3rd, we've got the annual Christmas tea and also the Christmas home tours, which actually start Friday, will also continue through Saturday. And Oliver and Walters does a lot of work on helping with that. And that's been a great thing for this area for over 20 years now. So. And then we got the Christmas parade that takes place on Saturday at 5 p.m. And just a reminder, our World War II veterans are actually going to serve as parade marshals for that parade. So hopefully the weather will work with us and we'll have a great parade that night. The other thing I wanted to bring your attention is that a week or so ago in the paper, there was a story about the county board and their financial problems. And one of the board members made a statement there, and it says, they can't rape us any worse than they have in the past, as a community member. I'm sorry, but the city of Taylorville really screwed us this time, screwed Christian County big time in this, and that's why we're in the mess we're in right here. And a couple of the aldermen read that and shared their displeasure. And when you get upset talking about money, it's easy to say things that maybe really don't mean. I'm hoping that's what the situation was there. Obviously that's not a true statement. We have annexed some property in there, but the small amount of property we have annexed is not the reason they're $600,000 in the hole. I can promise you that. The last thing, I just want to wish everybody a happy and joyful Thanksgiving. Despite our complaints about what things are wrong about this world and in this country, we really do have so very much to be thankful for. And so for at least today, let's forget about the problems and focus on the ones we love and enjoy the holiday. That's all I've got. We can move on. Committee reports, discussions or a motion to approve, adopt, and or deny, and or table, and or amend, and or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at committee level. We'll start off with Water Environmental Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Very first motion, I'd like to amend at the direction of the Madam Clerk. She always keeps me down the straight and narrow. I'd like that motion to read, motion direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance annexing number 1 Delmar Court, number 8 Delmar Court, and 3704 Lake Drive into the city of Taylorville, and to direct the city engineer to prepare a plat of annexation. I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Okay, can I get a second on that?
Second, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
No.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1.
The next motion was to accept a little bit of $397.89 for dry time from Chemtrade Chemicals for liquid aluminum sulfate for the water department. I can make that in form of a motion.
Second.
Second, Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0.
Next motion was to accept a little bit of $500 per ton from Hawkins Chemical for liquid chlorine, the 1-ton cylinders for the water department. I make that in form of a motion.
Okay, the second on that. Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
The next motion was to accept the only bid of $393 per ton from ILMO for CO2 for the water department. I make that in form of a motion.
Okay, the second on that?
I'll second that one.
Keep
too.
working. Alderman Voda. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Next motion was to accept a little bit of 90 cents per pound from Brentag Mid-South for carbon hydrodarcal B for the water department. I make that in form of a motion.
Second on that. Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
And I'd like to ask the city attorney, would it be appropriate if I asked Mr. Walters to make the next motion? Because he's always criticizing how I pronounce that word.
I think that would be appropriate to say,
Mr. Walters, would you make the next time?
Be happy to. I'd like to make a motion to accept a little bit of 37 cents per pound from Brentag Mid-South for hydrofluorosilicate acid for the water department.
Can we get a second on that?
There's no A on
I'd
that.
like to second it, but he mispronounced it, so I don't know where the criticism comes in.
I think we all know what is meant.
Hydrofluorosilicate. Did you second?
Yes. Yes. We got Alderman Walters, second by Alderman Jones. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, the last motion that came out of the Environmental Committee meeting was the motion to authorize Rocky One Pump to repair the pump from well number 4 at a cost not to exceed $13,493. I'd like to make that a form of a motion.
Okay. The second on that?
Same.
And that's with the amendment, subject to the execution of the requisite city contract and submit on the requisite certificate of insurance and payment of the wage.
That's what you said. I think it's a mouthful.
I'll make that motion.
Alderman Wood, you made your second. Any more Discussion, roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Ron Capeland.
Yes.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Moving on to Finance Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to approve the January 1st, 2017, January 1st, 2018 workers' compensation policy renewal premium of $278,626 from Illinois Public Risk. Make that in the form of motion.
Second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Ron Capeland.
Yes.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
The next motion was to donate $500 to downtown Taylorville.org to help cover expenses of the Christmas activities around the square, and the funds coming from the community relations line item. Make that form of motion.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Ron Capeland.
Yes.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
The next motion was to support a resolution in form approved by the city attorney to conditionally financially commit a total of $100,000 payable in 2 fiscal year installments of $50,000 each towards the proposed Taylorville Development Association's comprehensive infrastructure improvement project at the industrial park site, and to support the application to the U.S. Economic Development Administration for the Public Works Grant under EDA Public Works Grant Program concerning said improvement project in an estimated amount of $725,457, contingent on the full obligation of the said EDA grant funds for said improvement project estimated at $1,644,457. Make that form of motion.
Second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comment?
Quick comment, Your Honor.
Yes.
That amount is $30,000 higher than what was discussed at the committee level. And I think you got an email as the explanation for that, because that was the fee inadvertently omitted for the West Central planning.
Right, to administer the grant.
To the funds.
In other words, the costs that you were looking at were just the engineering costs for the construction.
Correct. And Doug is going to get me the information that we talked about at the committee level, so that by the next council meeting, you'll have the actual resolution to adopt it. And we can get rid of it.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Ron Capeland.
Yes.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Motion passes 8-0.
Next motion was to direct the city attorney to prepare an appropriate exchange agreement and the requisite statutory public hearing notice and an ordinance to vacate all an alleyway, reserving appropriate easements for public utilities concerning West Main Street Realty Corp. Offered in exchange for 3 parking lots located on the north side of West Main Cross Street for the city-owned parking lot located at the southwest corner of South Webster Street and West Main Street, plus a cash payment of $50,000 to the city. Make that form of motion.
Second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Ron Capeland.
Yes.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mark Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
No.
Motion passes 7-1.
Next motion was to confirm the city's commitment to pay 50% of the required matching funds required incident to the City of Pana award of the Illinois grant funds for renovation and repair of the bridge structure along the bike trail, and to refer to the ordinance committee discussion of an intergovernmental cooperation agreement as requested by the City of Pana concerning the bike trail. Make that form of motion.
Second.
Question.
Alderman Voda. Alderman Heavenly.
This motion says 50%, but in previous conversations, it was $43,000. So is the amount going up, or is it still locked in at $43,000? And if it is, then why isn't the 43 just part of the motion?
I think it wasn't put in there. I think we can put that in there.
And then the motion.
Amend the motion to.
That's supposed to require $43,000, whatever
Not to
dollar
exceed.
amount that was.
Now, the cost was $86,000 for their and our share. That's how we come up with 43. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So I would suggest we made it to say that from the city's commitment to pay an amount not to exceed 50% of the required 43,000 matching fund.
No.
Of the 86,000 matching.
There you go.
fund.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I will also say that I gave you an email today about 4:30 that I got from Pana's attorney that, to follow up with the rest of that motion there, is to send us a proposed intergovernmental cooperation agreement draft to show how those payments will come as the project progresses, and also the transfer of jurisdiction as part of that bike trail. I have not seen it. You see what I saw. I got 4:30 today.
And that's something, I think, when we go to the ordinance committee, that'll have to be discussed, because we have not ourselves decided we would accept it.
Right.
Trail.
Correct. This is just a draft to send us for you guys to take a look at.
Okay. All right, so Alderman Bud, you amend yours, and Alderman Bodie, and your second.
Comment on that.
Go ahead.
When we do discuss that, I had asked you this afternoon to make sure we have Alan Jackson involved in this discussion, because if we should pick up some of that, more than likely will be his crew that has to help maintain that stretch of bike trail.
Yes, we're maintaining it now.
All right, roll call, please.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
A resounding no.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1.
Next motion, to direct the city clerk's office to prepare an ordinance that pursuant to the Truth in Taxation Act, the sum of $2,719,477 for the city's current fiscal year 5/1/16 to 4/30/17 upon the taxable property in the city, which is amount less than 105% of the amount extended or estimated to be extended upon the final aggregate levy of the preceding year, fiscal year, and in the truth and taxation public hearing is not required. This also includes a total maximum levy of $263,694 for the Taylorville Public Library. Make that form of motion.
Get a second on that.
Second.
Evelyn, discussion or comment? Roll call, please.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
And then the last motion was to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Get a second on that. Alderman Bertle, all those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Okay, ordinance committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First motion is a motion to direct the city attorney to amend the Taylorville City Code regarding the number of downtown liquor licenses. I'd like for someone else to make that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Heatherly. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
No.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1.
Second motion was to adopt the proposed ordinance amending sections 331, 334, 335, 315-2, and 3341 of the Taylorville City Code pertaining to video gaming and liquor license classifications with the revisions discussed during the ordinance committee meeting. I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Second by Alderman Bud. Discussion or comment? Alderman Dorchenez.
Well, I still haven't changed my mind. So I won't bore you with what I said before, but one thing that even the mayor has said is that we don't want to have to monitor all of these businesses, and that hasn't changed. It's, we got definitions of gross revenue, and it's got an amount equal to 34% of the net terminal income. R1 restaurant studies quarterly gross revenue from retail sales such food and meals exceeds 30%. I won't read all these to you, but it's just fraught with these. And my question is, of the ordinance committee, I guess, who's going to monitor these percentages?
I can answer that.
Okay.
When these businesses turn in the appropriate forms to the city that allows them to have their, have and maintain their liquor licenses, the mayor will go through those, whoever the mayor is at that time, whether it be Mayor Brotherton or someone else following him. They will have that information that will be submitted to them on a quarterly basis. That is the monitoring system. When the mayor said he didn't want to go out and monitor that, that meant that he was going out to each individual business, going through the books, looking through all of this, because the mayor particularly doesn't have time to do that. That's what he was talking about when he was talking about monitoring, going out and doing that. Now, we always have the tattletale system, which we've already had problems with in this community. that they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And the mayor has actually gone out there to these businesses and spoke with these businesses and asked them for their records, and they've provided the records when they've needed, when they've been asked. So if the tattletale system continues to go that way and somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, it will happen that the mayor will have to go out and monitor that, or he'll ask them to bring their facts and figures in, or a closer look at what their revenue reports show. So the monitoring will happen when they bring their reports in to the mayor, who is also the liquor commissioner of the city of Taylorville.
So you are agreeable to that?
Well, they're agreeable to trying, and in addition, the city attorney and I will work together, well, they will actually be signing something where they'll swear that what they're submitting is true. And, beyond that, for me to just show up on scene and be able to pull that information out, I can't do that. So we're gonna be kind of relying on that, and it's one of those things, a lot of the stuff, we're not gonna take a close look at until, like you said, someone's bringing it to our attention. And most of the stuff is kind of a no-brainer. You can tell when a restaurant, truly a restaurant. I can look at Angelo's and say, 30% of their revenue comes by food. They don't have to prove that to me. I go, I'll probably buy 30% of their stuff myself.
Get you back on that protein diet.
Exactly. But the ones that are close, we've got tools there that we can look when we need. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
No.
Bernie Dorchenez.
No.
Ron Everly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-2.
Okay, now we have the actual ordinance in hand. I'd like to make a motion on that ordinance.
Second.
Move the second.
Right.
Alderman Little.
Yeah.
Alderman Walden, go ahead.
I'm just gonna suggest to you that this ordinance actually takes care of both of those motions. The ordinance is what you had before, and then the 3-3-4-1, you'll see on page 9. And that's where it reduces the total maximum downtown liquor license, either A or A1, to a maximum of 5. And that's what you folks had discussed at the council, and the committee level, I believe. So it's all in the same ordinance.
I was gonna bring that up, but that goes under the discussion. But thank you very
I
much.
thought we were in discussion. My apologies.
Thank you. No
I
problem.
thought I heard a second.
Alderman Walden.
My comment is that we finally have something that maybe I can support, and I can support it because it puts a maximum number of liquor licenses in various categories for the city of Taylorville. And I will not support increasing those numbers for any more taverns or liquor beverages in the city of Taylorville. Enough is enough is enough. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anyone else? Roll call.
The mayor votes on this.
Okay.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
No.
Bernie Dorchenez.
No.
Ron Everly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yeah.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Mayor Bud.
Mayor votes yes. Motion passes 7-2.
Next, we have a motion to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance adding section 547 to the chapter 4 of title 5 of the Taylorville City Code, mirroring the village of Edinburgh's ordinance regarding cannabis. I'd like to make that motion.
Get a second on that.
Second.
Everly? Discussion or comment?
What this does is it allows the city to have an ordinance violation that not only is a state offense, but it now becomes a city offense, and allows us to put a little extra money in our coffers should someone decide to indulge in cannabis in an unhealthy and unlawful way.
My understanding, previously was a small error that luckily Alderman Dorchenez caught.
Actually, we don't have the ordinance yet. I was gonna point that out.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take away your thunder, but he called me late this afternoon, and he's trying to take over Pam Peabody's position by legal assistant. And he pointed out something that I agree with him, God forbid.
But he did not agree with, it says here, person, it says unlawful for any
Yes, I
person
do.
knowingly to possess not more than 10 grams of substance containing cannabis. And I wanted to insert there into the ordinance, but Mr. Romano said it's not a good idea. commonly known as wacky tobacco.
That was not the statute.
Any other comments before we vote?
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
And after okaying that, I'd like to adopt the actual ordinance that we have provided to us by the
With a suggested correction by Alderman Dorchenez, notwithstanding the fact that the legislature wrote it this way, but he pointed out that grammatically it did not make a lot of sense, and I agree with that. So on page 2, where it says, "It is unlawful for any person knowingly to possess not more than 10 grams of any substance containing cannabis within the city of Taylorville," we will cross out "not more than" and insert 10 grams or less. It seems to satisfy Mr. Dorchenez.
Okay. If he's satisfied, the whole city's satisfied.
So to accept that ordinance, motion by Alderman Jones, get a second?
Okay.
Voted, discussion, comment? Roll call, please.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0.
The next motion was to further review the proposed drug overdose response policy, subject to further input from the police chief and the fire chief. I'd like to make that motion.
Jones, second by Alderman Bertle, discussion, comment? Roll call, please.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Next motion is motion to direct the city attorney to revise the proposed ordinance amending subparagraph E1 of section 44A2 and sections 911, 917, 1029, 1093, 1097, and 1098 of the Taylorville City Code regarding building permits as initially prepared by the city attorney to omit the fee for the building permit concerning the subject repair and/or remodeling projects, and to provide for an applicable 6-month time period to complete such repair and remodeling projects, and to prepare the requisite statutory public hearing notice concerning such ordinance, since this is changing the zoning code. Thank you very much. I'd like to make that motion.
Second on that. Bertle, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
No.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
No.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-2. Finally, we have a motion to approve and ratify payment of bills in the amount of $150,234.56.
Make it for a motion to amend.
Second, second by Alderman Bertle, go ahead, Alderman Bud.
Electric, $10,163.99. Fuel, $9,723.29. Computer tech, $2,914.31. U.S. Bank for miscellaneous, $4,114.01. Larry Service Center, $4,447.90. Altoker, $6,574.42. Meyer, Austin, Romano, for OB and legal fees, $6,342. United Capital Funding for temporary help, $3,468.96. Craig Antenna for repairs, $1,465. Rush Truck Centers, parts and repairs, $2,506.33. Nokomis Quarry, $2,787.38. Certified Labs for Dieselmate, $1,127.76. Training for all departments, $2,054.44. Fire Department, ATI Services of Illinois, maintenance repairs, $1,035.81. University of Illinois, training for Carls and Zeppelin, $7,450. Percy Auto Body, engine one repair, $12,034.75. Street Department, IMCO, utility supplies, materials for Simpson Street, $12,474. Woody Municipal Supply, snow blades, $3,084.40. Water Department, chemicals, $13,923.12. Midwest Meter for supplies, $2,999.96. Sewer Department, Bonaventure Engineering, Pershing Lift Station, new pump, $23,518.24. Airport, Star Electric for a motor, $1,577.50. And these total to $135,787.17.
Thank you. Any other questions regarding the bills? Roll call, please.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Okay, per subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06, this portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. Would anyone else like to address the council?
Quick comment. In your packet, excuse me, you had a bill from the attorneys Hart-Southworth and Wisman for $19,500 for their bond counsel attorney fee. You asked me to get that for you. We discussed with him whether that your thought process was to pay that outside of the bond proceeds. That still remains your choice. You can make that decision whenever you get the money, you either pay it out of loan proceeds or pay it from the excess funds. The ordinance that he adopted will allow you to do it either way. So, okay. Still more than what we thought, but that's the number.
Seeing no additional items on the agenda, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I didn't know if you remember.
Motion, yeah. Okay. Alderman Bertle, second by Alderman Voda. Discussion, comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Meeting adjourns 7:48.